Hey, Steve Zicker, welcome back to polkzoo channel. Hey, this is a guitar. It is available for sale. I have been playing it a little bit, so that you might find some very subtle little, lacquer scratches there, but this thing sounds unbelievable. I do see a little ding here. Oh, actually, it's not a ding. It just wiped off. Cool. I don't know what it was, but this is really nice. This is from the Music Link. I'm a dealer with the Music Link, and this is a rosewood back. It's a solid cedar top. It's got lots of abalone inlay. It's really a pretty beautiful guitar, and it really sounds amazing. The list is more, but I think I sell these for about $259 or $265, something like that. I might even keep this one. It just sounds amazing. But here's a nice chord. That's kind of a John McLaughlinson. This is a nice sounding guitar. But anyway, what I want to What I want to talk about a little bit today is a quantum leap possible on the guitar? Now, I've been meditating for about 36 years. I give God or the universe most of the credit for my talent, but I've worked really hard. I used to study concert level classical. I studied jazz with Joe Pass. I studied fusion. I've studied composition on piano. I used to practice 12 to 14 hours a day. And I've really put a lot of heart. I got real deep into jazz, but I really believe if you get too deep into any one genre, it can hold you back. So that's something to think about, folks, especially you young cats out there. You want to get your musical tool chest together. But I started teaching guitar when I was probably about 18, 19, somewhere in there, and I was an okay teacher. And I just, the more that I taught guitar, and kind of got beyond just students that wanted to learn songs and things like that, and got into getting a little more serious students and intermediates and things like that, and intermediate almost to advanced. But I started to just within myself the desire to be a better teacher. And by the way, this thing here is a flamenco technique but I want to talk about this. Is a quantum leap on guitar really possible? Is it possible to learn? Is it possible to learn in a year what could normally take you 5, 6, 7, 8 years or longer? And the other night I had an experience that I just really want to share with you folks. It's not an ego trip, but I haven't played this guitar for a while. It was on the wall, and I'd had a really good meditation that morning, and I was just kind of kicking back, staring at the guitar on the wall, and trying not to think too much, but just thinking about the modality and the connection and the way like A lot of the flamenco music uses more like major chords and minor chords. It's a little bit different than, say, like, the way you'd put chords together in like a standard or more of a jazzy type thing. It's a little bit different in anyway, I was thinking about all that, and I just sat down and started to improvise. I would start off with something like this. And I just started, I can't duplicate exactly what I was doing, which is the whole point, but here's my point. I do think it's possible to have a quantum leap on guitar if you really get very, very deep into chordal studies. Why? Because like one of my early teachers, Horace Hatchett, said, Horace Hatchett taught Howard Roberts. Howard Roberts started the Musicians Institute in North Hollywood, very successful guitar school. But I studied with Horace Hatchett 3 or 4 times. I offer the secret Horace Hatchett files on my guitar ladder system. But he used to say that when you do chordal work, and actually Joe Pass used to say the same thing, if you want really to have some huge musical growth, you need to get into chordal studies. He would say get into standards, because standards would force you, like if you play standards in chord melody, it would force you to learn how to put chords together. But I don't think he was talking just standards, he was talking improvisation, because I talked to him about that, and he said he would spend hours and hours a day learning how to put chords together and just improvising. So here's the reason why. It's kind of like the science of neuroplasticity. And that's why I teach in my guitar ladder system the 240 studies plus the secret Horace Hatchett files, is that you don't want to put a lot of pressure on yourself for results and outcome. You just want to soak it up, because your subconscious mind actually has like an open switch and a safe switch. So my point just being that you need to kind of feed your musical tool chest. And this was so interesting, because I've done so many different studies between all the guitar studies I've done and my chord cycles, and I continue even on a daily basis now to always try to find a new way to put chords together. I'm always searching for a new way to create more tension and resolution. And the other night I was improvising, and I could die right now and I'd be happy, because I'd never heard myself play a nylon string like this. I was switching chords to chords. It almost sounded like waves in the ocean rolling into other waves, changing color as they rolled into it. No, I wasn't flying on anything, but it's just like I was able to trust in my own subconscious mind to create some of this it kind of reminded me a little bit of flamenco meets Villalobos, because I was going outside of just maybe some of the flamenco things. But it was really an interesting gift from the universe, because I was able to create color, and it almost sounded like one chord was going right into another chord, almost like going into slots into another chord, and it was doing that. It was going, it was kind of like creating colors that then they were shifting into a new color. And also there's color created, folks, by the combination of chords, okay? But this experience I had the other night was actually spiritual. I'm not trying to sound corny here. I'm trying to share something that was really quite personal, but it had a very spiritual nature to it. It was a gift. But it's a gift, you'll get more musical gifts when you work hard. You're going to get out of guitar and music what you put into it. I'm going to be honest, you have to put a lot of work into it to let the universe write and compose through you. But here's the thing, if you work on the right material, you'll get there a lot quicker. There's a lot of busy work out there. There's a lot of bullshit. I'm just telling it like it is. If you spend an hour a day on the guitar ladder system, you're going to take quantum leaps, because you're giving your subconscious mind exposure to diatonic harmony, to intervallic, to symmetry, secondary dominant, And at the end of the day, all those definitions really don't have to mean anything, because what you're doing is exposing your subconscious mind, your musical ear, your musical mind to tension and resolution, to how to create color. And when you do that, your subconscious mind stores that information. You could be sleeping and your subconscious mind is thinking, oh, this chord can go to this can go to this can go to this can go to this. And I think it was Larry Coryell. Larry Coryell said, if you can listen to a chord and hear it in your mind, you can have a better chance of figuring out how to use it. And I would kind of take that a step further and say, you know, you learn how to have several chords that connect together in different ways and create different colors. But this experience I had the other night was, I'm sure some of you probably had the same thing happen. I was just improvising, kind of leaning into kind of a flamenco-y Spanish kind of a thing. And man, I just did, I wish I would have recorded it, because I did some things that I've never heard anywhere before. And again, I can't take credit for it. You know, music is a gift. Music comes through us from the universe, from the one mind. Some metaphysical books even say, you know, man doesn't think, the universe thinks, the one mind thinks through us, you know. We're not the ones running the show, folks, but if we put in the time to expose our musical ear to new harmonic territory, then we can reap more rewards. But I wish I could have recorded that session and have everybody heard it, because it was like, it was really moving to me. I was hearing chords, like I said, they were kind of like, imagine this is a chord, this is a chord. It was like, shoo, going right into the next chord, fitting like a glove, but as it was fitting, it was spitting out different colors, because when you pray, like this chord has a different color than this chord, right? Which has a different color than this chord, which has a different color than this chord, right? Every chord has a color, okay? And when you put chords together, then you actually create, you know, new kinds of color. But I think the point I'm trying to make here is, because I've spent so much time with tension and resolution, and I work on chordal improvisation all the time, because I had the intention to improvise in kind of a flamenco Spanish way, my subconscious mind started going through the memory banks of all the things I've learned, and just came up with a few little gifts that it handed to me. I have no idea where it came from. I've never played it like that before. And I've had this conversation with Alan Holsworth on the phone years ago, when he was using my speed pick, which is available through Dunlap. He said that when he plays something he's never played in his life, it's like a subconscious release. It really makes him happy, and that's what happened to me, because I was improvising, and man, I don't even know how to describe what it sounded like. But like I said, it sounded like if a chord was a color, and it had roots, and then that chord would fit right in, like just nice and smooth into another chord. And when those two chords came together, they created another color. And even kind of the transition of one chord to the other chord kind of created a burst of color, mood, tension, resolution. It's really, and by the way, folks, you learn more about playing guitar and composing because it feels great. If you ever do anything with it, that's fine, but that's just a bonus, and it doesn't really matter. So I just wanted to share that experience with you guys. And this guitar does sound fantastic. And like I said, I use flamenco techniques a lot with this, using my thumb with this kind of stuff. But I basically just wanted to share that experience. And so the idea behind this little rap was, is a quantum leap possible on the guitar? I really believe it is, but you really need to expose your ear to enough harmonic territory. It'd be like, you know, can you learn to speak sentences in another language if you didn't know the words and how to put them together? It's the same thing. You know, quantum leap is totally possible. Over 6,500 people who purchased my guitar ladder system, who invested in 199, are experiencing that growth. It happens different with everybody, but I'm starting to get a lot of people emailing me now, and some people are emailing me samples of things they're creating. It's pretty exciting, folks. So yeah, a quantum leap is possible on the guitar if you don't focus on outcome, if you don't focus on results, you don't focus on one style of music, you focus on just learning to improvise and putting a huge focus on chordal improvisation, which is 98% of the guitar ladder system. You can really have a quantum leap. It really works. It's an exciting thing. Okay, folks, this guitar is available. It really has to sound. You can hear the sound of it. Even just one note like that A. Can you hear that overtone in there? And this is the guitar that goes for like $259 or $265, something like that. But hear that one note. This sounds like a concert guitar. And this guitar is so beautiful with all the inlay on the fretboard and in the body and around the body and the rosewood back. So anyway, is a quantum leap possible on guitar? Yes. Do you have to have specific material? Yes. I've spent 40 years studying Joe Pass, Wes Montgomery, Ted Green, all kinds of great musicians. Studied with Joe Pass when I was 22. I'm 63 now. If you really want to take a quantum leap on the guitar, folks, invest the $199. If you want samples, hit me up, polkzoo@gmail.com. It really works. All right, take care. Keep the faith. Trust the universe. Ciao.